Hello everyone, this is Mr. Darius again, your business teacher, and today's business fail is about business failure, especially new businesses. Have you ever wondered why banks in their commercials advertise the fact that just come and bring in your account at our bank and we will give you 12 months, 16 months, 18 months free of any headaches, any commissions, any taxes? This is not something random. This is because it is very hard to actually make something of your business within the first year that you actually started. The statistic is really worrying. New businesses go out of business, go bankrupt, go insolvent between 12 to 18 months from the moment that they actually started. We did analyze in previous videos what successful entrepreneurs need to have as characteristics to actually be built for this world of private enterprises, of competition, of business environment. But it seems to be not enough when it comes to actually making a business. So entrepreneurs will do their part, but there are also 4 important factors that I consider they are highly responsible for the failure of new businesses. Before starting a new business, it is very important, in my opinion, as a business consultant, to take it in phases. The vast majority of people that I actually meet don't do this. They jump from the boat of being an employee to being their own boss or to being an employer. And this is a very harsh jump. This could be a very hard thing to do, and it could be one of the reasons that you're not actually making it. So I recently met with someone that it is an accountant, and I was very pleased to hear that he did this switch from being an employee to having his own company, but in phases. So what he did was, besides his full-time job, he started taking some clients, to build up some experience of what it is to work even harder and with much more people and to be paid according to how much you work. Then he decided at his current job to become a part-time employee and switch towards becoming more of a full-time employee in his own company. And last but not least, he reached the point where he had sufficient experience and enough clients in his portfolio to actually make that jump. So this is a scenario that is very, very safe, or a very safe way to say so, to start your own business. Now we're going to come back and focus on the top 4 reasons that I actually believe are holding businesses down and don't let them go much further than survival mode. So here is why I believe that the vast majority of new businesses fail within 12 to 18 months from their starting point. Number 1 would be lack, and a lot of the reasons today we're going to discuss will be lacks in general. Lack of record keeping. Highly characteristic to entrepreneurs or business owners that really hate self-discipline, that know what self-discipline is in theory, but when it comes to practice, they don't have self-discipline for their own body and person, but what about the business in general? So they believe that keeping track of how many sales you had last week, or when is the due date of the invoices that I actually have to pay, or how many hours has my part-time employee John worked for the past month, or how many items he or she has produced in the X time, or how much time do I actually have until I need to find a new employee that will replace Lisa that is leaving for maternity leave. They believe that all these can be kept in their mind, and they believe that they're not so important, that they should rather focus on the client but not on the numbers. And this is a huge mistake that they're making, because we should use computers for the actual reason they were intended and invented. And we should use these numbers to build a type of secondary data research, so gathered information that was obtained according to the business experience you had, and use it for projecting the future of your business. It can help you forecast sales. It can help you predict some costs. It can help you predict how much raw materials you will need for the next order. It will help you predict if you are affected by seasonal factors in your business. So keep record of things. Do not ignore this. Number 2 would be, again, lack, but in this situation of working capital. This is usually something that starts to become a problem the moment we do not make a difference between our own pocket and our own family spending budget and our own personal savings and the business pocket, okay? And this is something that I see very, very commonly new businesses, and it's actually the number 1 reason between everything we're going to discuss today why they fail. Entrepreneurs tend to, or business owners tend to confuse their own pocket with their company's pocket, and they run out of working capital. What is working capital? Working capital is very similar to the blood that we have within our body that enables our body to function properly, and we can use all the functions of our body. This is working capital for a business. This is the blood of a business because it will enable you to deal with the day-to-day running costs that you encounter when you operate as a business. So we want to go on holiday? Sure, we can put that as a business expense. We want to buy some clothes? Oh, let's put that as a business expense. We want to eat at a restaurant? Oh, sure, let's put that as a business expense. And we just end up coming the next day at the office and realize, oh, we don't have any more working capital, but we did so many personal expenses from our company's pocket that we're now dealing with problems of working capital. Problems of working capital would lead to insolvency. What does insolvency mean? It means your inability as a business to meet your short-term debt. So you will no longer be able to pay your debts, and once you've reached over here, the next scenario is to be liquidated. What does actually mean to be liquidated? It means that all your company's assets are sold in order to pay as much as possible of the debts that the company has at the moment, and you cease your activity. So game over. If you want to avoid the situation, one simple method would be, first of all, to make a separation between your own pocket and the company's pocket, and another one would be to have a cash flow forecast or either record. Okay? Now keep track of the money coming in and going out of your company. This is what a cash flow record or a cash flow statement or a cash flow forecast actually is. A cash flow forecast will also try to predict the money that will come in your company or go out of your company. Money coming in your company means, it can mean loans, it can be from sales revenue, or money going out can be salaries, taxes, loans that you actually have to pay. Number 3 would be, again, lack, but this time of managerial skills. Lack of managerial skills. Just because you are an amazing chef in a 2-star Michelin restaurant doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna be an amazing restaurant owner and a restaurant manager. So if you're lacking the proper managerial skills, you will be the one that will kill your business. And this is something that we discussed also previously when it came to top qualities of entrepreneurs. And I'm going to remember it because it's absolutely crucial. The problem is that although you're thinking of bringing someone that has experience and is much, much better than you in filling those shoes that you're actually in need of and filling that vacancy where you have a lack of those skills, it is almost impossible to do so when you're starting a new business. That means a huge cost. Trust me, you won't be able to afford a financial director or a general manager. So you need to start building on those skills. Attend seminars, watch videos, study your business, reflect on your business, discuss with your employees, see what does it actually take for you to become a better manager within your own business. And this can vary from improving your accounting skills, your sales skills, your record keeping skills, your leadership skills. So this can be a very complex process. If you feel you're lacking something, make sure you're doing something in that direction so you actually improve it. Last but not least would be again a lack of keeping up with the business environment. The business environment is constantly changing. What was a trend last year is no longer a trend. What was a good price last year is no longer considered a good price. Inflation is changing. People's spending patterns are changing. New competitors are coming on the market overnight. E-commerce is opening very, very new possibilities. Credit cards are now very accessible. Taxes can change from one law to another. If you don't keep a track, if you don't keep up with all of these, eventually you will run out of business. You cannot sit in your own bubble and expect that the business environment to be neutral and constant. Who needs to change is you, because if it's one guarantee that you will have during this let's say journey of having a new business and being an entrepreneur, is that the business environment will constantly change. So again, these are the top 4 reasons that I actually believe new businesses fail. They all have to do with huge lacks, to say so, and they can vary from record keeping to working capital to managerial skills and actually keeping up with the business environment. And in the end, I would like to mention that although the vast majority of entrepreneurs, when it comes to startups, focus on actually growing, I would advise you to focus on survival. Focus on survival, because survival, it is more important at the moment than actually growing. Growth is good. Growth can also be encountered in survival mode, but in survival mode, we focus much more on avoiding losses and making sure that we have continuity. Thank you for watching this video. This was Mr. Darius, and don't forget, if you have any business queries, just drop me a line and I'll help you pull it through. Have a nice day.